The earliest recordings were riddled with flaws: hiss, crackle, mechanical warble. These distortions weren't intentional, they were unavoidable. But over time, listeners began to associate them with authenticity itself. The more flawed the medium, the more human it felt. A vinyl record's surface noise became a signature of presence. It said, "This was once touched by hands, played in real rooms, under living lights." What we're hearing isn't just sound, it's memory in motion. When the flaw itself becomes a commodity. When crackle isn't born from analog decay, but digitally simulated and sold back to us. The imperfection is no longer proof of human touch. It's just another layer in an algorithm. We've created systems that replicate the aesthetics of authenticity, mimicking the textures of memory without needing any real one. It's a counterfeit history, carefully crafted for emotional resonance. The illusion deepens when we mistake algorithmic imperfection for emotional truths. We're not just buying music. We're paying to feel like we remember something real, even if it was never there. The paradox is that the more convincing these simulations become, the harder it is to tell what's genuine and what isn't. Authenticity has left the realm of experience and entered the production lines. And now we consume its shadow as though it were light.
I'm Prof. Amara Velez, a specialist in history of computing technology. Early computer systems were mechanical marvels constrained by vacuum tubes and punch cards. Engineers had to think in binary and build.
MIDI humanization software adds intentional imperfections to digital performances, timing shifts, velocity variations, and nuanced articulation that make machines sound like humans. It's not about realism so much as emotional resonance, the slight wobble in a note, the hesitation before a phrase. These tools let composers inject what was once called the ghost of live performance into sterile electronic tracks. What we perceive as human touch is now algorithmically painted over precision. It's strategic. Instagram filters aren't just color corrections. They're historical fakery, a curated pastiche of analog flaws that sells us on the image's truth. If you can't trust the lens, you trust the grain. The same logic applies to AI'd, generated speech with deliberate stutter patterns or handwritten notes with faint smudges. We are trained to accept the artifact as evidence. As soon as we begin to trust a system, someone starts figuring out how to break it. Deepfake audio and video have forced researchers into an arms race of their own, developing forensic tools that analyze micro expressions, lighting inconsistencies, or the way a mouth moves against voice pitch. But these very flaws are now being reverse engineered by AI, models trained on human imperfections. What was once a sign of inauthenticity is now part of the algorithm's makeup. We teach machines to look for Just this week, a headline read Farage says Reform has contacted X at the highest level over fake AI ads. This isn't just about political deception. It's about trust itself being weaponized. When authenticity is no longer inherent, but manufactured in real time by algorithms, every conversation becomes a potential simulation. We can no longer rely on our instincts because the fakes are learning from our instincts too. The line between human and machine has blurred to the point that even I might be suspect. The more we automate authenticity, the less we know what it means when something feels right. If AI can convincingly mimic stuttering, hesitation, or even a tearful pause, if it can learn to fake sincerity, as well as sincerity itself, then what remains of our human faculty for discernment? The system is no longer about detection. It's about deception that outpaces detection. We've crossed into an era where the real doesn't matter unless we agree on its definition in advance.
This is done in a sealed, dust-proof and air-conditioned room where the temperature is thermostatically controlled.
The illusion of trust is now a feature, not a bug. We scroll through curated chaos, handmade textures, artisanal filters, human-sounding bots. But the intimacy we're sold isn't earned. It's optimized into existence. Neil Postman once warned that technology redefines truth to suit its logic. Here, truth becomes an output of optimization, a parameter to be fine-tuned. The algorithm doesn't just reflect reality, it fakes better than it reflects. If authenticity is no longer earned, it must be produced. And every algorithm is also an alchemist, turning raw data into something that feels like memory. We mistake optimization for soulfulness, code for character. The result: an uncanny valley of trust where everything looks handmade but isn't, and everything feels intimate but doesn't exist. The real no longer has a monopoly on truth.